Well, it's official. I finally ran out of space on my shelf because season 24 has arrived. This thing got delayed by a week. I don't know how a week really affected anything, but it did. But it's finally here now and it looks absolutely gorgeous. We'll be talking about it in a minute, but I think I need to address the elephant that is on my chest, and I could not find the regular small cushion thing for the microphone, so I've had to use the wind one, which is why it looks a bit silly. So season 24 is Sylvester McCoy's first season as the Doctor. It's also when Doctor Who kind of went a bit downhill. I mean, it kind of went downhill in like season 21, but I think that this is when the show was deemed as a bit of a joke, to such an extent that people were so annoyed that this season was being done that they would take to Amazon and regular other sites and that sold it and blast about how, you know, it's a bad season, I can't believe they've made this one, you know, etc. Just ridiculous like stuff. Like, of course they were going to do it eventually. This is not just Sylvester McCoy's first series, but is also the end of Mel as a companion, played by Bonnie Langford, and then Ace, played by Sophie Aldred, takes over. I don't think I pronounced her surname correctly. The four stories are Time and the Rani, Paradise Towers, Delta and the Bannerman, and Dragonfire. This artwork on the front is absolutely gorgeous. I love how Lee Binding once again has been able to deliver a beautiful portrait of the Doctor. I love the colour on this one particularly, that sort of pinkish purple on his right side and the sort of whitish blue on his left, I think is really good. I just think it's a lovely painting of the character. Down below we have a couple of other characters within the story. I noticed the Rani, there's the thing from Dragonfire, I think that thing's from Paradise Towers, one of those fly trap, that's not their names, but I'm going to call it a fly trap, and some angry looking man. I think I nailed that pretty well. And then we come on to the spine, once again, lovely, well formatted as it always is. I think that when I saw this being displayed by people who have got it early, I was worried slightly that it was going to be very thick, like thicker than the others, and it would look strange, but it's about the same thickness as like season 14 and season 8, so I suppose there's no real difference. It must have just been a trick of the camera. But then you come onto the back, and obviously it has its regular formatted look. We have a small image of what the booklet looks like, then the episodes that I have already mentioned, and of course the best part about these box sets, the bonus features with exclusive extended versions of all four stories, In Conversation with Sylvester McCoy, Behind the Sofas of course, a whole bunch of stuff that if I was to name I would be here for a while, but you can pause the video if you like and have a look. Then we have the front cover completely unobscured, looks absolutely lovely as I've mentioned. Then you have this back image, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. I love these kind of specks, like sparks, as well as obviously the TARDIS image from Time and the Rani. I just think it looks absolutely gorgeous. Opening up, we have this lovely image of Bonnie Langford and Sylvester McCoy in front of the TARDIS. I'm not quite sure what episode that is from because I haven't seen most of them, but I'm going to guess Paradise Towers. Am I right? Probably not. But then, obviously, like normal, you open it up and there is the sort of this lovely art piece here with Sylvester McCoy, Bonnie Langford, and Ace from Dragonfire. But you have this booklet which is full of basically just, instead of one advertisement, about 6. So you got Dalek Awakens and there's t-shirts, etc., all that kind of stuff in here. But we'll skip past that and look at the booklet itself, which is gorgeous. This booklet is obviously printed on that lovely paper that they print them on, but is also seems to be a lot thicker than a lot of the other ones that we've had. It's only 27 pages, I think it's about the same. But there's an awful lot of production notes, and if you look at the first page, here's disc 1, Time and the Rani. All of that is bonus features. That's insane. That's so many things. Blue Peter appearances, casting featurettes, season 24 press trailer, just lots of things, and obviously production notes and etc. about each story. There's a lot about Time and the Rani. Look, that's 12 pages just on the first story. So with that, I think that they do an amazing job with these books. They do write an awful lot of stuff about each story, and it's all very informative, and I do enjoy reading it. It's something that was definitely missing from that standard release of season 19. I mean, I was happy to have the episodes, but at the same time I was a bit disappointed that we didn't get the full shebang in terms of the booklet. And then on the back we have this image here with the 3 main characters, and I don't know how it was decided, but the one for Ace is signed. Much like the back, and when we see the image of the TARDIS getting struck, in the front we have an image of Colin Baker partly regenerating there, with Bonnie Langford at the front, and obviously the exploding TARDIS from the beginning of Time and the Rani. Even the exercise bike is included, which I think is brilliant. Just a lovely piece of artwork. I love how it links so well to the series, especially this box set compared to some of the others, because some of the others I've thought have been good, like the one for season 18. I just felt like it focused on Warrior's Gate on the back, and I just felt that was a bit weird compared that it was his last story, but to be honest I wouldn't know what to have replaced it with anyway. Then we come on to the discs, and with this one, because there is only 4 stories included in the set, each story has been split up into 2 discs, so they make the 8 discs that these things normally have, with part 1 of Time and the Rani there, and part 2 there with Mel. 1 of Paradise Towers there, part 2 of Paradise Towers, not quite sure what's going on there. Then you come on to part 1 of Delta and the Bannerman, which apparently is quite a good story, but I'm afraid I haven't seen it. Then you have Delta and the Bannerman part 2, again, really don't know what's going on there. And then you come on to our final story, which is Dragonfire, with an image of Mel and the 7th Doctor. And finally, an image of Ace rounding off the set. It's Dragonfire Part 2. And now that's the end of the season 24 unboxing. My sort of one issue with it is I think that, did they really need to split those episodes the way that they did? Like, did they really need 8 discs, or was that just a quota so that they could charge, you know, the regular amount that they would do for a box set? Because obviously you could have done this in like 5 discs. You didn't need 8, and I'm surprised that they even did 8. I thought it'd be like 6. But that is a very, very, very small nitpick. But obviously the set itself is gorgeous. I love the references to Time and the Rani in particular. I just think that the set's really well made, as they always are, but obviously, you know, they have the wear and tear, which I probably need to talk about at some point, you know, with things falling off and all that kind of stuff. I've been very lucky in that front. But obviously the set is lovely. I can't wait to put it on the shelf. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm really running out of space now. I'm going to have to think of a new way to display my collection box sets, with them still being sort of eye line, which is where I like them. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. Please make sure that you subscribe. I'm heading towards 500 now. I think I'm only like 12 off, which is amazing, and I'd love to be able to get there before the end of the summer. But I have plenty of other videos on the way. Currently being worked on is Forging Part 2, the podcast episodes. We're trying something new this month. Unboxings, of course, when they come out. There's just a lot of stuff that I have written in my phone and on my laptop ready for editing and being filmed. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video, and I shall see you soon. Goodbye.